Hello, welcome to another video of airline exploration. This video we're going to be flying from LAX airport to Singapore all the way to Cambodia Phnom Penh airport. After a while of driving, we soon exit Sepulveda and we are getting closer to LAX airport. As we finally headed in the entrance of LAX airport, we are now looking for P4 parking. After we found P4 parking, we then head out to enter the Tom Brady International for our check-in. As we continue to walk to the Tom Brady International for our check-in, the airline we'll be going with is Singapore Airlines. We are now inside Tom Brady International and we are now looking for the Singapore Airlines check-in. After a while of searching, we finally found a Singapore Airlines check-in. After waiting in line and finishing our check-in, we are ready to go to the second floor for our security check-in. After we finish going through the security check-in, we are now looking for our boarding gate. As we continue to look for our boarding gate, we then head into an area of the Tom Brady LAX International Duty Free. In the duty free that they have at the LAX Tom Brady International, they have areas such as the cafe, plushie or pillow store, a bookstore, and a resting area, and etc. As we continue to walk throughout the duty free, we saw a lot of other gates that were ready to get boarded, but let's resume our walk so that we can find our boarding gate. Real quick, the gate we will be going to is gate 130, which we are getting very close to right now. And soon enough, we finally found and arrived at our gate 130, and all we have to do is wait until they are ready to board us to the plane. Right here is the gate and airline that we will be going with from LAX airport all the way to Singapore. And real quick, here's a review of the plane that we will be flying on. We are now preparing to get boarded to the plane, which will take us on our first flight from LAX airport all the way to Singapore airport. After a while of waiting in a line, we finally got through and we are now ready to go find our seat. On our way to finding our seat, they provided us some earphones that we can use on the TV during our flight. While we continue to find our seat, the class that we will be going on during our flight is the economy class. After a while of searching for our seat, we finally found it and we are now putting away our stuff as we are ready for our flight to Singapore. Here's our seat review from the economy class, where they include a TV for us to watch, an area to plug in your earphone, and a foldable table for us to use and eat our meal during our flight. And they also provide us a blanket and pillow for us to use to sleep on during our flight from LAX airport all the way to Singapore airport. Our first flight to Singapore will take about 16 or 17 hours. On the TV, they have entertainment such as a library, movie, TV shows, music, and many more. Real quick before taking off, here's a review of the economy toilet on the Singapore Airlines. After 2 hours of takeoff, our first meal have arrived. In our first meal, we have yogurt, water, papaya salad, cracker with cheese, bread with butter, and our main meal, beef with rice and vegetable. After finishing our first meal, the light went off for us to go sleep, and we are now taking a rest for our long flight to the Singapore airport. Here's the route from the LAX airport all the way to the Singapore airport. It's morning now, and our second meal is ready to be served. In our second meal, we receive yogurt, water, fruits, bread and butter, and for our main meal, we receive omelette with beans, sausage, and potatoes. After a long flight, we finally arrived at Singapore airport. After our first flight that took about 17 hours, we are now ready to head out and find our second transfer flight. Welcome to Singapore Changi Airport. After we head out the plane, we are now searching for the Terminal 2 at Changi Airport, Singapore. We have about 3.5 hours of layover, so during that time, we're gonna browse around Terminal 2 and explore what we can find until we are ready to get board on our plane. After a while of browsing and searching for Terminal 2, we found a SkyTrain that would take us from Terminal 3 all the way to Terminal 2. We are now at the SkyTrain station, and here's the route that will take us from Terminal 3 all the way to Terminal 2. The SkyTrain finally arrived, and we are now ready to head to Terminal 2. As we are riding on the SkyTrain, let's take a moment to view the nice scenery outside the Singapore Changi Airport. After a while in the SkyTrain, we finally arrived at Terminal 2, and we are now heading out to look around Terminal 2 duty free. We are now in Singapore Changi Airport Terminal 2, and we are now searching for Terminal 2 duty-free area. We finally found Terminal 2 duty-free, and we are now browsing around until we are ready to be boarded to our next flight. As we continue to browse around Terminal 2 duty-free, we found this cool area where under your feet there's a fish and water under you, and I thought that was pretty cool. After a while of browsing around this area, it was time to move on. After a while of browsing and searching around the duty-free, the boarding time was coming closer and coming to an end, meaning that we only have a few more minutes left before we have to go to our boarding gate. So before heading to our boarding gate, we decided to get some food, and we ordered a kopi coffee, and we also ordered a crispy traditional toast. After we ordered and was served to us, the food was pretty good. After eating, we took one last look around Terminal 2 before heading to our boarding gate. We are now heading to our boarding gate to take our last flight from Singapore Changi Airport all the way to Phnom Penh, Cambodia Airport. The gate that we will be going to is Gate E22. After a while waiting at our gate, we are now ready to get boarded to our plane for our last flight. As we got boarded into the plane, we went to go look for our seat. Just like our last flight, our seat has a TV for us to watch, an area to plug in your earphone, and a foldable table for us to eat our meal. For the last 2 hours flight, we are served one meal, which provide a main meal, bread, dessert, and water. Here's the route that our flight will be taking from Singapore all the way to Cambodia Phnom Penh Airport. We finally landed in Cambodia Phnom Penh Airport, and we are now heading out for the exit. This is the end of this video. We first fly from the LAX airport to Singapore, and we finally arrive at the Cambodia Phnom Penh Airport. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.